Hi everyone, Anna Fernandez here of Legal Lotus, here to offer you some tips and tricks in litigation. So today we're going to talk about how to look for your traffic ticket online. But before we begin, you should know a few things. Number one, the only time that you could find your traffic ticket online is if you have set it for trial. So when you're given a traffic ticket, the officer usually gives you three options. You could pay off the ticket and risk getting points and XYZ. You can select the option to take the course, provided that you're allowed to do so. And the third option is setting it for trial. I always recommend to set it for trial. Why? Because you have the chance of either settling it before the trial. The court usually offers you something like a reduced amount for the fee and no points. It's almost certain that the judge will do that if there's no accident involved in your ticket, and also if you have a decent rap sheet. My rap sheet is not the best, and I usually get that option almost every time that I get a traffic ticket, which does happen. And then the other reason or the other benefit on why you want to do this is because if the officer does not show up, and chances are they may not, the case gets dismissed and you don't have to pay anything and you won't get points. So that is a risk that most people are willing to take, provided that they know this information. So now that you know, set your case for trial. You have nothing to lose. And also, if the officer does show up, you can ask the court, hey, I changed my mind. I want to take the plea that you offered me back in the pretrial conference. And sometimes that's better to do. And then of course, if the officer does show up, go up to him and talk to him or her. 9 times out of 10 that I've done traffic tickets for myself and for clients, if I go up to the officer, if the officer does show up, I'll ask him, look, my client has a decent record, or look, officer, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Is there any chance that we can work this out? And maybe like you don't have to remember or you don't have to say that I should get a ticket. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, the officer will agree with you. And because most people don't do this. So when you do that, it shows character. And remember, officers are human and it doesn't cost you anything to be nice. So now that we know this and we got that out of the way, there's one last thing that you should know before we continue. This is for traffic tickets only. So if you're looking for either your family case, your civil case, or a probate case, be sure to check out my previous video that goes into details with that, because the process is a little bit different in that the website is different and you access it in a different way. Of course, we have all of that information down below in the comment section. You have all your links, and don't forget to subscribe. So now let's get started. So I usually start off on Google because it's the easiest way to find the Clerk of Courts. Of course, you can save it in as one of your favorites. But as you can see, I searched for this already. So it's already in my searches, Miami-Dade traffic case search. This applies to any county. So let's say you're in Broward County or in Orange County. You're going to type in Broward County traffic case search. What's important to always include is what you're looking for, which is traffic, and then case search. You can also add in Clerk of Courts. That's also very helpful. So now that we're here, click on the link. And you're taken to this where you have the option to either log in and not have to put this code, or just put the code and that's fine. I always recommend create an account. It's free. You have nothing to lose. And also, if you're looking for family case or anybody else's case, civil case, criminal case, having a login will allow you to access some of the documents that are public records, regardless of whether you're an attorney or not. So this helps you out. Let's say, for example, you're an employer and you want to do a semi-background check on an employee. You can look up their name. Of course, you have to have some details, like the birthday also helps and that sort of thing. But you can look up a name and see if there's any cases against them. And just remember that if there's a case against you, it doesn't mean you or anyone else. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. You want to look at the outcome of the case, if a case is pending, and then of course you can do follow-up questions. But all of this information could be found on a system like this in any county. So that is awesome. Now I'm gonna do an old case of mine, an old traffic ticket. We'll do that. I'm gonna enter in the code. And I'm gonna show you how it looks like. So once we're in this system, all you have to do is put in the traffic citation. But don't forget, this only applies to traffic tickets that you have set for trial. So if you have not done so, you will not find your traffic ticket here. Once we click search, we're taken to a page with our information on the ticket. It's going to include the date that it was issued, the violation. It's also important to look at the violation because sometimes the officers, they don't put the correct statute, and that's valid grounds for dismissal. Here you can see that there's a disposition, which means that the case already happened and it was dismissed. And that's because in this case, it was dismissed because it was a defective citation. So I don't remember if the officer showed up or not, but the citation was defective, so I was able to dismiss it. A win-win. If you scroll down towards the bottom, you see here where it says total docket. That shows you everything that has happened in the case. So this case was back in 2017. The hearing was back in January of 2017. And it starts from going from the bottom up is how it goes chronologically. And here you can see in December of 2016, that's when I submitted the request for trial. So anything else that happens will be from the bottom up, and it will be documented on the docket. So if you have any questions whatsoever, anything that interests you or anything you want to know about the legal process in Florida or anything in general, please let us know. We're actively working on content to help better serve our clients and help better serve our community. So please, we'd love to hear from you. Please drop a comment, and otherwise have an amazing, amazing day. Thank you.